Well, jeepers! You're listening to Smash or Pass.
Hi everyone, welcome to another video on the JayBee
Hello.
and Milly channel. We are as always joined by smASH.
Hello.
And Rhianna.
Hello.
So this video, I guess, is what JayBee has incorrectly titled the last video ever.
It's not the last video ever, it's the last episode ever.
Sorry, the last episode ever, because it's not. Next week,
we'll get to that.
we are moving on to the series, but...
Yeah!
Oh, we don't... Jesus. Okay,
We bullied JayBee into it.
To celebrate like finishing the movies, we've got questions from everyone that we are gonna answer on this video.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited, and I guess this is the first time that we've been properly face to face without the pressure of someone else being here. So this is kind of nice. This is kind of fresh.
There's always someone else here.
Well, I've heard that with the Lord in your heart, you're never truly by yourself. So
Okay, so with that, we're on to the first question, which is, so I think these were submitted like from YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, like everywhere. So, have you seen Gravity Falls? If so, what's your favorite episode and character?
I guess we'll start with
JayBee.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
I personally have not seen Gravity Falls, but I wouldn't be against it, you know, all right. I just appreciate the diversity in these questions, because some things that I'm kind of like, oh, maybe I'll check that out if I get a moment where I'm not procrastinating. So really.
I've seen an advert for it, but I've not seen it, but it looks good, so I would watch it. smASH, how about you?
I've seen like the first 3 or 4 episodes because one of my longtime friends keeps like bullying me and being like, watch it. And every time I start it, I can't get into it. And she's like, I know, you got to keep going. You'll get into it, I promise. But I want to pull myself through because it sounds interesting from what I've seen. It looks fun. So I've seen just very few episodes, but I want to keep going.
Right, and Rhianna, what about you?
I've seen quite a number of episodes, mainly because I couldn't be bothered to get up and grab the controls to change the channel. My favorite episode, all I remember from it that makes me laugh, is that there are a whole bunch of little garden gnomes running around vomiting rainbows. And I think my favorite character is Mabel, because she's random and like me. She's bonkers.
She has a pet pig.
It does sound fun.
I want a pet pig. Porky.
Okay, so we're moving on to question 2, and I guess this is maybe one aimed more at JayBee. How did you get in touch with people like Kate Martin and Marty Grabstein? Although I can answer this one too after what you did the other day, providing I don't mention whose name it is.
I don't know what you're referring to, but I guess
you will.
Okay, I'll just do my thing. It was kind of, well, I'm not going to say it was easy. I guess you have to write things a certain way or whatever you have to do. I don't know. But with Kate, I think I emailed her because it was while we were working at our other job, sometime at the start of working there, and I think she may have got back to us around about a month and a half later, and that's how that was sorted. Marty, though, was literally just a Facebook message, so that was kind of interesting. I didn't need to go through any agents, or like I didn't need to like spam him on Instagram. It was literally just one message on Facebook. Yeah, you guys seem like you do a good show. Here's my number. Give me a call when you're free, and we'll arrange it. And so that was it. What were you gonna say?
What I was gonna say, and I won't mention any names because I know we kind of released this closer to the time, but we also have like some other exciting interviews coming up.
Yeah.
There's one in particular that's going to come out in June for our 2002 20th anniversary celebration. And honestly, how we got that interview when that comes out is the person just gave us their phone number and said, if you would like to speak to us, let's have a call. JayBee typed the number into his phone, pressed call, it was dialing, and he threw the phone at me, like, Milly, do that. And all of a sudden, their voice was saying hello.
It was an accident. I'll say that, because I'm not used to WhatsApp. And so I went on their picture, their image, thinking that it would just blow up all their information, and it dialed. And me personally, I guess I'm reflecting on myself a bit too much. I don't answer the phone to my parents. If it's a number that I don't recognize, I don't answer it. I wait in to see if they're desperate enough to leave a voicemail. I am not a person that answers phone calls. And so the last thing on my mind, admittedly, is, and this person is I don't want to say too much, but they're an icon.
They've got over 100 acting credits on IMDb.
verified. They're an icon in terms of, I guess I can say, 80s horror, if that's not giving too much away. And so I'm thinking, if I'm famous, I'm verified on Twitter, I've got 100 acting credits, I'm not picking up a phone to a number I don't recognize, but they did.
Yeah, just like, hey, who is it? I was like, JayBee, you pressed call. Why have you done that?
I thought you were going to mention Kent Bader. Again, it's another name that we can't really say, but sometimes finding people is just them referring us to them, which Kent Bader did.
To be fair, Kent Bader was so nice. They were like, oh, well, I had a great interview with you and I know this person.
And Bill Bowes as well.
Yeah.
They've put us in touch with people. So that's been amazing.
It has. So I guess, does anyone have anything to add to that, or shall we move on to question 3?
I just sit here as a bystander and I'm like, great, next one, let's go. I feel so bad because it's like our thing is called Smash or Pass and I'm not the one doing it.
No, it's good. It's good.
It's a tribute from your greatest fan.
I am the biggest Smash fan, and I've established that. Someone give me a Smash quiz, and I'll answer it.
I wonder if there's any
my
questions.
friend Riley. You and my friend Riley need to go head to head because both of you claim that you're my biggest fan. And so I needed like make up a quiz and then ask both of you.
Well, I can make the quiz. Like, how many DVDs did Smash have in his first Scooby-Doo video?
Okay, but I remembered Smash's favorite Scooby-Doo intro, and that's a video that I watched many months ago. So don't tell me.
I'm proud of you, JayBee.
Don't come at me. Don't at me.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Smash for this question.
Ooh.
Which countries have you visited?
US of A. I've not gone out of the country. I've gone out of different states, but my dream place is to go to Australia, but I've not left the US.
So that's amazing because you're always traveling to different states. Like, I remember just hearing a lot of the time, like, oh, I'm going here, I'm going there. And it's almost like travel's different in America. Like, you can just go across states so easily.
For the most part, I know, like, I mean, and it's not like this everywhere, but like for California, going between the border of California and anywhere else, because California, they grow a lot of fruits and vegetables and whatever. And so when you're going and coming out, well, I don't know about coming out, but mainly when you're going into California, you have to stop and they have to check your luggage and your car, your trunk and whatever, because they have to make sure that like you're not taking in any fruit, because if they have insects on them that can kill their crops, then California loses all their revenue. So that's the only big thing that I've run into. Otherwise, everywhere else is pretty easy in America.
Wow. Rhianna, what about you? Where have you traveled? Where would you like to travel?
Oh, I've been obviously England, and the only other place I've been to is America in Florida. And that was in 2019, before the whole pandemic happened and we all got locked in our houses.
That's a new way to say it. I haven't heard that one.
But yeah, like one thing that Smash was saying, and like you were saying, Milly, travel is so different because I feel like we could drive 9 hours, go through and almost fall off the end of England, like the other side of England, and we go through like 15 different accents. In America, you drive for 9 hours, you're still in the same state. That's like the main difference.
For Utah, where I live, the distance between, because I'm at the bottom of Utah, but I go to the top a lot. And to get to the top of Utah, it's about 5 hours of a drive. And then like when I went to California back in December, that was about a 10-hour drive. I went through, obviously through Utah. I went through Nevada, through Vegas. I went through Arizona, and then I went through, the route that I went, I was like going as if I was going to LA, and then because I went more north, it just like, so you kind of crest LA, and you're like, peace out, suckers. So yeah, it's funny here. It's like sometimes you drive such a long distance, and you're like, I didn't even go anywhere. But then other times, like, again, my trip in December, it's like I went through like 4 different states.
Wow. I mean, it is so strange to think about how different it really is, because we can drive 2.5 hours to get to my parents, and we've literally gone coast to coast in 2.5 hours.
With Daphne Blue.
And it's insane that we can do that. I mean, in terms of where I've travelled, when I was little, I used to go to either Amsterdam or Belgium every Christmas with my parents. We used to go to France like every year too, so I've kind of been to most parts of France, Spain and Turkey, I think. And then lastly, we've got and I went to Cyprus because of your family.
Yeah, but I didn't want to go there because there's spiders there.
Now we have JB's extensive list.
I don't have an extensive list. I've been to a few places, and technically being an immigrant, I'm always traveling, right? I'm always on holiday, so that's why I'm so laid back. So I guess England, Canada's amazing. I'd love a chance to go back to Canada because it's just such a cool place to be.
You've been to America too, right?
Yeah, well, I think maybe once or twice. Last time I went was Washington.
You've been to Guatemala.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of working my way around.
But apparently in Washington, everything you say is recorded. And so I was trying to like get in trouble with local law enforcement. I was a kid, obviously, so I was just saying like.
Did you go to Washington State or Washington D.C.?
Oh gosh, it was. I don't know. Okay, this is probably the worst reference for it, but I went on a duck tour, and there was a Holocaust museum. That's the geography that I've got. I don't know if
that might be Washington D.C. because we have Washington D.C. and a lot of people when they refer to Washington, they kind of think immediately D.C. But like where Seattle is, that's Washington State. But see, this is where it gets annoying because like where I live in Utah, like our town is called Washington. So it's like, what Washington are we referring to?
Oh, wow.
Sounds like that George Washington was a popular fella.
He got around a lot.
A little too much. Yeah, exactly.
And I guess, JB, you went to Singapore too, right?
Yeah, Singapore, nice. Hong Kong. Langkawi was awful.
Hong Kong would be fun.
Like, I don't know why I was taken there. It was fine. It was pleasant enough, but every public toilet you'd go to would just be a hole in the floor. And so I wasn't there for that. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Okay, so moving on to the next question.
I want to read one. Oh, I'm not reading that one. That's long.
Yeah, it's like a long question. You know, actually, the Goal School Girls did a crossover with OKKO, and it would be nice if you do a small episode about that, because even though it was only 11 minutes, it was still a great crossover that brought schoolgirls back to the modern public after nearly 30 years. It would be good to do. It's interesting to know about.
I wouldn't know where to find it. If it's on iTunes, I guess we can do it. Oh.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we'll do that.
It's like
to the list.
It's a super short clip. So
maybe for Halloween. I guess we've already got a 4th of July one set up. What's
and
after
Goal
the 4th
School
of
sounds
July?
pretty good for Halloween, right?
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Ghoulish.
Ghoul. Vincent Van Gogh.
Next question. If Scooby-Doo and Guess Who ran for 2 more seasons, what fictional character and real-life celebrity would you like to see as guest stars, starting with Rhianna?
Okay. Oh, gosh. I would like to see... This is... Like, I think you guys already know. Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. They can be in 2 episodes. I feel like it would be interesting because Jared can turn around to like Shaggy and be like, you know, I was supposed to be you, and like that could be like a fun thing they could go on. But I think I'd also like maybe a musical episode with like Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez. That would be interesting. And for fictional characters, if it could ever happen, Winnie the Pooh.
That'd be kind of cute, wouldn't it? Oh, they get all cuddly.
Oh, and Piglet getting scared.
Or
Did
Tigger.
you see the Pooh Bear in the Mystery Incorporated episode? Shaggy has a Pooh Bear plushie.
Yes.
I remember something about that.
Random, because nobody else notices it, but I do.
Just imagine Piglet hiding every 5 seconds. Oh. And
Christopher
Daphne
Robin.
carrying Piglet around.
What's the owl called? Hooters. Not Hooters. What's the owl called? It's called
Isn't
like
his name Owl?
Ulu or something.
Yeah,
Maybe it's Owl.
Owl.
And there's
And then there's
Kanga
Rabbit.
and
Kanga,
Ray.
Yeah, and there's Rabbit.
Rabbit.
The Heffalump. That's the movie that I used to watch as a kid. The
Heffalump and Weasel.
Heffalump.
Slightly confused.
Because he has the scrapbook, doesn't he? And Piglet like loses all his pictures. And I cried when I was a kid when I watched. Oh, we have to watch that movie. I want to watch the Heffalump. Oh.
I get chills and then I cry when I watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. And Millie's gonna love it.
But it's got one of the
Smash,
best songs.
who would you like to see in another season of Scooby-Doo, and guess who?
I've always said this. Now I know I'm gay, but my celebrity crush is Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes.
Give her to me. Give me, yeah, like you said, a musical episode. Let's get a musical episode with Sabrina Carpenter, please. I also, well, okay, my thing with that though too is like Sabrina Carpenter is known, but I wouldn't say she's well known still, and so I feel like it'd be a little easier to get her, and we wouldn't have to charge as much right now until she does get bigger. But that'd be like my celebrity guest I'd really want. Fictional, this might be cliche, I don't know, but I've always, well, okay, I have two, and honestly this is where I'm like, I'd want them to be movies more than episodes, but I think for an episode I'd rather have Tom and Jerry. I think that would be really funny. Because they're just like going at each other and they're like, bro, what do you do? You know, I think that'd be really funny. My other one I was gonna say, but I think I'd rather have this one for the movie, is a Johnny Quest movie crossover with Scooby. Because they did a Johnny Quest crossover with Tom and Jerry movie. I'm like, come on. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'd want.
JayBee, what about you?
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm not a massive lover of Guess Who, so I wouldn't be like, yes, we need 2 more seasons, because there's more things that they can do for like the people there. Because even if it was someone that I really wanted, I'm not convinced that the episode would be like, you know, I think the thing is with Be Cool, it almost assumes that you know the person, and so you have to be a fan of them to like the episode. So say one of the only ones I got from season 1 was Ricky Gervais. Like, I'm not a massive fan of theirs, but it's kind of like, if I didn't know Ricky Gervais, like, I don't know what I'd be doing. I just don't know. But let me think. In terms of celebrities, I know that they did Liza Koshy in season 2, and I think they're a YouTuber. So, I'd love to see the Sidemen, if anyone knows who they are, do an episode of Guess Who. There's a lot of them, so it'd be a bit of like too many personalities to juggle. But I think that their dynamic would be hilarious with the Scooby characters. And in terms of fictional characters, am I allowed a double? Yeah, because we've had Tom and Jerry suggested. I'd love to have Pinky and the Brain do something with Scooby. That would be, oh my god, like, hilarious and fun. There'd be like a massive plot. Oh, I'd love that. That'd be my thing.
My answer is going to be really boring because I actually don't have a clue. I don't like know celebrities. I have such a dull life when it comes to TV, celebrities, anything.
What, Jennifer Love Hewitt?
I agree with Smash and Rhianna that a musical episode would be amazing. You know, something like, I don't know, like Hairspray or High School Musical, where everything they do becomes a song. Yeah. That would be so good. I would love that. And because he voiced Fred, to have somebody come in that like played a character would be ideal, which I think for my real life person, it would literally be like, you know, in Looney Tunes Back in Action, how they had Matthew Lillard sat with Shaggy. I'd literally want someone from the 2002 cast.
Yes.
Maybe like
James Gunn. I
was thinking more like Linda Cardellini to tell people how to voice Velma.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine the contrast? No.
It would remind the Velma fans of the world that things changed. Sorry, Rhianna. Okay, moving on to the next question. If a Falcon Force movie does happen, what do you think of some of the members of Falcon Force, like Brian Cram, Blue Falcon, Dynamite, Jabberjaw, Grape Ape, Penelope Pitstop?
The Grape Ape?
Yeah,
I mean, Grape Ape.
I don't know Grape Ape. I want to see this.
Grape Ape is so cute.
What the heck is the Falcon Force? Is that like
Smash,
the Avengers?
can you elaborate?
Yeah, so I actually know too. This question is from Dexter. So in Scoob, the 3, you know, Blue Falcon, Dynamite, and Dee Dee, they considered themselves the Falcon Force. And then in the end credits, during like the visual comic type thing that they were doing, it shows that they recruited more characters to be part of their Falcon Force, which is Grape Ape, Adam Ant, Captain Caveman.
Oh, I thought that was Magilla Gorilla.
No, that was Grape Ape. So Grape Ape is a giant gorilla, like Godzilla giant, who's purple, but he's such a sweetheart, and all he says is Grape Ape. He's like Groot, Grape Ape. And so anyway, yeah, that's kind of what he's referring to as maybe like a movie specifically for the Falcon Force, which I think it'd be cool, but I think that would be a movie we'd have to see other Hanna-Barbera properties have their own movie first before going straight from Scoob to the Falcon Force, because then it's like, I mean, there is the correlation because, you know, we saw the team and then we saw it grow and whatever, but you know, that's almost what Scoob did too. They didn't allow the Scooby Gang to have their own movie and then have like the Falcon Force movie, kind of like Marvel. You know, we didn't get our Iron Man movie. We just kind of got a half Avengers movie type of thing. And so I feel like if they're really going to do Falcon Force, give us other character movies first and really see kind of like you know, all those characters now that are part of the Falcon Force, like Grape Ape, give us his movie, give us Adam Ant, give us Captain Caveman's movie. I don't know, you know, like I just feel like there's going to be a disconnect with the team if we don't know who these characters are. I mean, us as Hanna-Barbera fans might, but these people that don't follow Hanna-Barbera are not going to know who they are. They're not going to have an attachment to them. And at this point too, where we see in Scoob, they're a bit different from what we saw in the past. You know, they're kind of making their own generations of these characters. It's like, oh, we need to learn what these versions of these characters are about and stuff. So I like the idea. I like the characters that they kind of introduced at the end credits to be a part of it. But if that movie is to be a thing, give me their own individual movies first so I can grow a love for them. There's my 2 cents.
That's very helpful. Thank you. I mean, does anyone else have any thoughts on that?
I mean, stuff like the Flintstones and the Jetsons are all Hanna-Barberian, right? And I don't see a lot of love, at least not modern day, for those types of properties.
I was so upset because it's been rumored for the last few years that after Scoob, it was going to be a Jetsons movie. And I was so upset because I thought the end, like an end credit scene was going to be like the Jetsons coming into the modern time being like, oh, you know, kind of going into that and stuff. And it never freaking happened. And like, dang it.
I'd say they did some really good character development in Scoob.
All the Jetsons and Flintstones I'd take.
Yeah, that would be good. But I think they did some character development in Scoob that perhaps made us care about perhaps more Blue Falcon, things like that, right, JayBee, would you say?
Well, I want to see the new Blue Falcon interact with Daddy Blue Falcon.
Yeah,
I think that would be a dynamic that I'd love to see. Almost like a spin-off movie where it starts off as maybe like him shadowing his father, like maybe it's like at the first half or like the first like 10 minutes can be a prequel to Scoob, like this is what you're gonna do now, see the world, and then it can fast forward to the events of Scoob and then tell a story where he's going from that adventure to something.
Almost feel like there needs to be that father validation moment for his character.
Yeah, like Kronk's New Groove. There needs to be like that thumbs up moment if anyone's seen that at the end. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna swiftly move on because we do have quite a few questions, and go to Rhianna. Have you seen Phineas and Ferb?
I have. Every single episode.
Yeah, me too. I absolutely love Phineas and Ferb. I think the characters are amazing. I think kind of the younger brothers winding up the older sister thing is very true to form and funny. And the intro song for it will never not be iconic. It's like what the intro for What's New for me. It's just like, if I hear it, I'm gonna smile. And Smash, did you watch Phineas and Ferb?
Oh yes. And that's actually a crossover ever since Be Cool Scooby-Doo. I was like, come on, the Be Cool versions of the game with Phineas and Ferb, that'd be great.
And what about you, JayBee?
I love Phineas and Ferb. Any episode you can put on, and I'll be glued to the screen. It's one of my favorites, and I want to be Doofenshmirtz, and I want to be Agent. I want to be the Perry, and my favorite episode is the one with the panda because I think the panda's really
Yes!
cute.
Panda, Peter the panda.
Okay, so next question. I want to try and put everyone on the spot a little bit.
Oh no!
So I want the name of the movie, but like no explanation. So we're gonna do this for live action first, and then animated. So JayBee, favorite live action Scooby-Doo movie?
2002.
Rhianna?
2002.
Smash?
Oh no!
2004.
And I'd say 2002.
Oh no!
Okay, so
It must have just
Okay.
resonated with the UK. I think that's it.
JayBee, move into animation.
Oh, sugar! I'm so sorry. I nearly swore there. I think my favorite animated Scooby movie. Oh Christ alive! Oh gosh, I don't even.
One, go.
Okay,
No
okay,
explanation. Go.
Okay.
You're on the spot.
Camp Scare.
Rhianna?
Animated movie.
Mhm.
WrestleMania. Mystery.
Smash?
Alien Invaders.
I'd say Loch Ness.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, so we all got different answers there.
I
That
was
fun.
panicky though. Yeah,
Okay.
Whoa,
Oh, I was ready. I was ready with my answers. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Okay, JayBee, I guess I'm just going to throw this to you because you kind of tell us what to record and when. Are we ever going to cover Space Jam and Space Jam 2 and New Legacy?
Well, here's the thing, right? I was really excited to review Back in Action, but because the thing that I love about the channel that we've got is that people aren't afraid to take a dump on me, and people aren't afraid to criticize, and that's what I like because I think it keeps me grounded. And so the first thing I expected was, this isn't Scooby-Doo, what the heck is this? And again, like what you were saying, Millie, I was kind of expecting that after we recorded, right? I was all through that thinking, oh, this is going to be a great idea. This is going to be so fun. But actually, the response to it was surprisingly positive. There wasn't one bad comment about doing Looney Tunes stuff. It was just, oh my gosh, this was unexpected, but this was a lot of fun. But I always try to tie it in my mind as we've got Scooby appearance there. And so to that end, I think we have a pass for Space Jam 2 because you've got the Mystery Machine there and the Scooby Gang in the background, but I don't think we have a pass for Space Jam 1.
Okay.
But I think because of the positive, I wouldn't rule that out. But yeah.
So this is
It's a
another
way
quick
off.
fire question, and I enjoy putting JayBee on the spot, so you're going first.
Oh, gosh.
What do you think? What's your favorite of these two underrated Scooby-Doo movies? The Ghoul Skull or Monster of Mexico?
Oh, Monster of Mexico! I need to because I
Rhianna?
treated it harshly.
Oh gosh. Monster of Mexico.
Smash?
Ghoul School.
Ghoul Skull. That was a perfect split. That was great.
I treated Monster of Mexico harshly, and I've since renounced my statement.
Okay, so this question, I'll start with Rhianna. What's your opinions on Batman?
Batman, he's awesome. Like,
Wait, opinions
like
on Batman?
JayBee,
Batman.
you're... Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I like Batman. I haven't seen the new live action movies. I'm worried because DC and Warner Brothers don't do the best, but they don't. But the cartoon Batman is mwah.
Hey, I mean, I'd say for me, I didn't enjoy Batman appearing in Scooby-Doo at all. I hated that episode, the movie, I think. I'm
Have
pretty
you
sure.
seen any of the episodes?
Yeah.
With Batman?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
you
I
need to
saw
watch
the
those.
special back
Okay.
in the day.
So my experience with Batman is them taking up a full Scooby-Doo movie and the recent live action movie. And of the two, I preferred the recent live action movie, and I didn't really like that. JayBee, what's your opinion on Batman?
Well, I don't really care about him. Like, I think the Christopher Nolan movies were all right. I put them on, they're fine. I've not watched them for years though. And again, I actually quite like the Batman crossover with Scooby. I thought that was quite a lot of fun, especially seeing the worlds blend together and the characters interacting. But yeah, I was not a fan of the live action Scooby-Doo movie. No, not Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
movie.
JayBee, I thought you liked the live action Scooby-Doo
The live action
movies.
Batman movie at all. And I think in large part because they got Catwoman wrong. It should have been Anne Hathaway again.
Okay, Smash, what do you think to Batman?
Yeah, my only Batman that I know is from like the cartoons and stuff that they did with Scooby.
It's the best.
My sister like loves Batman, and so like I've grown up with Batman playing and stuff, but I'm not a superhero kind of person. Like even Marvel, I'm like, I'm like, if someone puts it on, sure, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna actively go watch it myself, and search it out. And so like I know most of the Marvel stuff just because one of my friends is a Marvel fanatic. Otherwise, I know nothing about it. Like, and so, but for Batman, I have to say, from what I've seen, he seems really fun. Like, I mean, he seems a bit more dark at times and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I'm very indifferent about him. I'm like, I don't hate him. I don't love him. If anyone says Batman, I'll be like, yeah, great. I'm not gonna poop on him, but.
Okay, so heading to Rhianna again for the next question as our Velma expert.
Oh God.
What do you think to the short-lived relationship between Velma and Shaggy in Mystery Incorporated?
I think it was cute, but it wasn't like meant to be. I think it's like one of those things where you're in a situation where close friends, you see the others getting in relationships and you feel left out. So it's like, okay, let's just see how this goes. And it doesn't really work out, but can still remain as friends. It was a little bit annoying. And I felt really bad for Scooby. And then, I just, in this situation, in all of the situations, to be honest, even in, Curse of Lake Monster, I feel sorry for Scooby. Because he's always the one being left out in all this. Like, give him, Amber. Bring back Crystal and Amber and let Scooby have his moment. Okay? That's where I rest my peace.
I think I would say, to kind of perhaps offer a different opinion, I found the two of them together very annoying because of Velma. Like, I think she's very challenging for him to be around. And let's be honest, Shaggy's only meant to be around Scooby. So when Scooby's like getting upset that Velma's like taking all of his time and stuff like that, and Shaggy's sneaking around, it's just like, yeah, Velma, you're annoying. You're not meant to be here. Go away. JayBee, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, and I don't hate it as much as other people do, just because there's been so many iterations of the characters and the continuity and whatever, that if I absolutely hate it, then there's just going to be something else that pops up. Or something. It was something, right? Like, it wasn't the best thing. I would have chosen like some other avenues to take the story, but I never felt that it imposed upon things. It was just, this is happening. Okay, I'll see where this goes, because I guess the writers are gonna maybe do something with it. Maybe it'll tie into something, but I guess it ultimately goes nowhere. And so I kind of look back on the earlier episodes where they're playing with it a bit as like, yeah, kind of just filler for the sake of filler. But I don't hate it.
Okay, and Smash, what do you think?
I've never liked it. I mean, we clearly know from Curse of the Lake Monster, but this was the first introduction of it. And see, I think my thing is it could be cute, but they never portray it as cute. And so whenever now anybody suggests it or it tries to happen, I'm always just like, just stop, because we all know it's not going to work out in the end. You've shown us that the relationship doesn't work, so why keep trying, And so I'm like, if Mystery Incorporated would have played differently in the fact of how, I guess, it didn't work, because really Mystery Incorporated just played it out as, well, Velma's annoying, so it can't work. And so I'm just like, so anytime I rewatch Mystery Incorporated, I am always just like, it's like watching the Velma and Shaggy scene. All right, moving on. Like,
See, the thing is I think after watching Mystery Incorporated, I'm more behind Shaggy and Daphne than Velma and Shaggy.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because they have one scene, and I'm like, yeah, I like that. That works.
Right.
Okay, so the next question is one that I'm particularly excited about Rhianna's answer for.
Oh God.
Because I feel like Rhianna's the voice of positivity, and I feel like this is about to get broken. I'm so sorry. So this is, again, we're going to do kind of cartoon and live action. I guess starting with live action. What is the worst Scooby-Doo movie? So starting with live action, I'm going to say Daphne and Velma. JayBee?
Daphne and Velma.
Smash.
Because Rhianna's here, Daphne and Velma.
Wait, what's happening? What's happening?
I
What's
know.
all this?
Is it? Let me guess. Is it actually Castle Lake Monster? It's
That
your
was
lowest.
what came to my head first.
Rhianna.
Issue. I
Oh my
enjoyed
gosh.
them all.
This question, it was almost like it's directed to break down your positivity.
The day's not going my way. You know what? Smoke bomb. I'm gone. I disappeared. I refuse to answer.
Where's Rhianna go? Oh no.
She's back.
Magic.
Can't answer this. The one so you know the live action that hasn't yet been made that really sucks. That one.
I have a feeling like the omission of an answer is perhaps an answer, but we'll see.
I was so confused.
Okay, so I guess least favorite cartoon, so JayBee.
Oh, the Kiss movie. Like the Kiss movie is awful. I would rather take 5 kicks to the scrot, 5 punches to the face. I'd rather watching everyone that I love and cherish go through terrible misfortune. I'd rather India to be colonized by Britain again. I'd rather Kate McCucci to live forever as the voice of Velma before watching that movie again. I will never watch that movie again, even if it would save my own child's life. I'm not doing it. I cannot do that movie again. I can't. No matter what steaming turd the franchise takes in the future, it cannot stink as awfully as that movie.
Okay, I'm going to ask Smash's opinion while I quickly turn around to take a look at the DVDs to see if it gives me my answer.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Okay, Smash, what's your least favorite?
I'm fighting between 2 right now. Mm-hmm. I want, you know what? Just for the sake that the whole gang was there, yeah, the Kiss movie. I can't do that one. Oftentimes forget about it, and then somebody brings it up, and I'm like, why would you do that to me? But my other one was Arabian Nights. I was gonna say that, but I think I'd rather watch Arabian Nights than the Kiss movie.
Okay, Rhianna.
I don't know. Oh gosh. Whoever asked this question wants me to have a bad day, it seems. I
love you.
I don't know. Again, you know the one that in like 100 years' time when I'm dead and 6 feet under, that's made and it has nothing to do with Scooby, but they brand it as Scooby and it absolutely sucks. That one.
Well, I've got some advice for you, Milly. You know, and this is going to get a bit hot and heavy now. Not hot and heavy, but you know, the doctors told me that due to my aneurysm, I'll not be able to walk when I'm very old. Okay, this is sad. Play the violin music.
Oh,
If you put on the Kiss movie when I'm wheelchair bound, I will get the ability to stand up so I can turn that crap off. That's how you can cure me. So the Kiss movie is good for some stuff. It causes miracles.
I want to watch the Kiss movie again just because I know like the adaptation of Daphne and that would upset JayBee a lot.
And can I quickly just say, when I first, well, not first, but like I've had several oh wow, I can't even speak. Several moments in my life where I couldn't walk and had to relearn. One of them, I just started learning to walk again, and the Kiss movie was playing, and I watched it to celebrate.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of cute. I mean, I like to believe in karma, right? And I kind of think that DeLisle's complacency in voicing that version of Daphne in that movie is probably why she was recast for Scoob. That's what I think.
Okay. I'd say my least favorite is Mystery Map.
Oh, I forgot about
The
that
puppet one. That was painful. I remember reviewing that. And you know how like it's like 45 minutes and then it's almost like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I just remember celebrating so hard when I thought it had finished. And then it started again, and I remember being so angry that there was this other half of it. And I remember reviewing it with Smash just being like, "Oh my god, I thought it was over, and then it wasn't."
It had like credits, didn't it? It had like a little musical scene, and then
Yeah,
it
had a little
fucking
dance
over
sequence.
again.
Because they'd not resolved the mystery when it did the titles, but I didn't care. I was just so happy that it was done. I didn't care what was going to happen. I didn't care where everyone was. I was just so happy it was finished, and it wasn't. No, that movie was awful. I can't believe they did that
amazing.
to us. Okay, so this is
remember.
kind of like a one-word answer again. What's your favourite Scooby-Doo gang member? JayBee.
Daphne.
Rhianna.
Scooby.
Smash.
Shaggy.
And I'd say Daphne too.
Tiger Singh.
No,
Your
not
favorite
Daphne
gang
too.
member?
Like, I would agree with you. Daphne's
Shout
my
out.
favourite. Okay, so question for Smash first, I guess. When did you guys discover Scooby-Doo?
Oh, I know this from Smash's videos.
Okay, you can be a Smash fan. Tell us.
He was being driven by his parents.
But how old was
okay?
I?
No, okay, let me get the facts. Okay, so Smash was being driven in a car somewhere, and someone's house set on fire, and so Smash's dad went to help the person, and so Smash went to this old lady's house, and the old lady put on Scooby-Doo, and he was addicted to it to the point where when he was picked up by his parents again, Smash asked if they could watch Scooby-Doo. That's all I know, but I think it's somewhat accurate.
Smash, can you confirm?
It was a barn, not a house. Otherwise everything else was pretty accurate. How old was I?
6.
No.
4.
How old are you?
2.
Oh.
Wow.
Baby Smash.
That was Baby Smash.
Okay, so JayBee, you know about Smash, but what do you remember about you first watching Scooby?
I'm
God.
nervous for this.
You know,
Not 2002.
Not 2002. It was the series, and again, I think it's just called the Scooby-Doo show, the one where it's like, got it all together for
Yeah,
a brand new show.
new show.
And that used to be the only one I could watch, and I think I'd have to monitor what intro played because I used to be scared of the original Where Are You series for some reason. And so I remember the very first episode that I ever laid my eyes upon was a clue for Scooby-Doo, and hearing that kind of, I don't know what the effect is called, but it's like the, it's not like the horn, it's the
It's like a
high-pitched effect.
theremin.
You're like, that used to scare me, and so I'd always just turn off the original series because it scared me, and that's my first memory, and I was probably about 5, 4 maybe.
See, I've got some kind of weird, almost memory issue where I can't remember too much about being little. I do know that my parents my mum especially hated anything kind of cartoon, animated, so it was definitely when I was at an age to be able to read and change the channel myself. But I remember like the second she left the room, I'd put Boomerang on and Scooby would be there. So it was definitely Boomerang was the reason I started watching Scooby. What about you, Rhianna?
I feel like mine isn't really a full story because, you know, my mum was, I think, you know, I think she was like 4 at the time when Scooby-Doo came out. So she grew up with Scooby-Doo. My dad grew up with Scooby-Doo. My sister, my brother both grew up with Scooby-Doo. As soon as I was born, I had a lot of like Winnie the Pooh themed costumes, which I'll have to whip out at some point to show you. But I don't have an earliest memory of watching it because I think I've always watched it, and you know, getting older, like there was a moment when I was 3, I couldn't walk. I was really ill in hospital. Came home, my dog Diesel was like helping me walk at that stage, like I was holding on to him, and Scooby-Doo was on, and you know, my first instinct was sit on the sofa with him. As soon as it turned off, I started crying. Like that's all I know. So I take it I've just been conditioned from a young age inadvertently that Scooby-Doo's on, let's introduce Rhianna to it, and I I don't remember a time when I've never loved Scooby. I've got toys from 2002 that I had as a baby. So
That's so sweet.
All mine got thrown away.
Yeah, your
Same.
See, JB's parents had this thing
I'm upset.
where, like, when they take JB and his like siblings away over summer, and they'd get people in to deep clean the house, and they just used to give those people full permission to bag up his toys, put them in the bin.
I want to find those people and I want to hit them.
So, like, he used to come back from his summer holiday, his room had been redecorated, everything had been moved, and so many of his toys had just been binned.
Although I only remember 3 things, and I'm gonna find them. I mean, Milly helped me. One of them was a Scooby-Doo burger pillow
Oh, it's
that
right
you helped me
next to you,
find.
yeah.
The next one was a Shaggy plush, except it was plush except for the head, which was plastic. And then there was also like a Scooby-Doo board game where you had like almost a motor-controlled Phantom Shadow that you'd have to
I
run
have
away
that.
from. Those were the 3 things that I remember that went missing. So
I have that game.
There's 2 things that I know that I had back in the day that my mom let go, and they're not like anything crazy special, but I'm like, oh, okay, actually 3. I have another one. So I think I brought it up before, but I had this, like, it was from a Scooby-Doo Christmas episode, or not a Scooby-Doo Christmas, a Nutcracker Scoob. It was from that episode, and it was Scooby in his white Phantom kind of costume, and he was holding a top hat, and it was like a plushie, and you push his paw, and he'd dance and sing Christmas songs. I'm upset that my parents gave that away. And then I had the Scooby-Doo 2 board game. Upset my parents gave that away. And then I had this toy set of Shaggy with the roller skates from the original show. And then it came with that fridge that you'd pull the door open and the monster hand would come out holding the pizza.
Oh,
I'm upset.
I don't know why
those are
parents just
expensive
give
to
stuff
get
away.
now.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I'm very reckless with money, but I'm also very stingy with certain things, right? I'm a hoarder through and through. So if I buy like toys for my future kids and stuff, I'm not giving any of that away. Even if there's misfortunate people. I'm not going to pretend to be a good person. I'm just going to hoard it because why not, right?
See,
why not?
JB's dad has children from his first
Oh, don't even
marriage,
get me started. That was the
where
Jesus.
so his grandchildren are only like 4 years younger than JB, and so when they used to come round, he'd just go into JB and his brother's room and be like, "Hey grandkid, do you want this toy that's JB's? Hey grandkid, do you want this like toy that's JB's brother's?" And like there's so many things.
That's where the most of my childhood Pokemon collection went, though, to be fair. It was always the Pokemon stuff. But, yeah.
Okay, so moving on, the next question, I think I'm just going to direct at Smash, because I know you kind of get some background knowledge and stuff. So since Scoob Holiday Haunt is going to happen around December, do you think there'll also be a Scoob 2, or do you think Scoob 2 is just the Holiday Haunt?
No, it's already been confirmed by the director. His name just slipped my mind. Tony Cervoni.
Sounds like a mafia boss.
I thought
Tony
pizza
Cervoni.
I
I want pizza now. But Tony Cervoni has already confirmed that Holiday Haunt is supposed to be the sequel to Scoob. So even though it's technically like a prequel, but this is what they were intending to be the sequel for Scoob right now. So yeah, technically you can say Scoob 2.
I'm excited for that though. I think more excited than Smash, but I think that's just because I'm excited to hear more of Kate McKenna's performance, especially after they've had so much more experience with Ghostbusters Afterlife and all that stuff. So I'm there for it.
I'm excited for it. I think my biggest thing is like, because I recently rewatched A Pup Named Scooby-Doo for my own podcast, which I need to figure out what to do with that. But rewatching it as an adult, it's like I can't do it anymore. I'm like, I like it. There's episodes I like and I like to watch it, but I can't just like sit down and watch a bunch of episodes in order, because as much as Scooby-Doo in general is the same thing over and over, a pup named Scooby-Doo, they have to hit every mark every episode. It's kind of like how Guess Who became, where they have to do every single thing every episode. And so I struggled with a pup named Scooby-Doo. And so I know this isn't gonna be like that, but the fact that they're gonna be kids again, I'm a little like, oh no.
Yeah. Okay, so this next question is quite nice. JayBee, we'll aim it at you first. How are you doing today?
I'm knackered actually, but I'm happy. I'm full of life.
Yeah, I'm quite full of life too. I had a great day at work. I didn't do very much work. We all kind of just went out for a meal together and celebrated because my boss is getting married tomorrow. So I had a really good day.
Oh, yeah, I have to go.
Yeah, you do have to go. It's tomorrow night. You're going. Rhianna, how are you today?
You guys know how I've been today. I may be bring the power of positivity, but it's been a tough day, but still being positive for you guys.
Bring the positivity, and we love
We'll
you for
send
it.
all the hugs.
I need them. I'm usually like, every time I go somewhere, people are like, let me give you a hug. It's like fun little side story. When I was doing my Make-A-Wish, Stephanie, when I met her, she gave me a hug, sat down, and she's like, let me give you another hug. And she kept giving me hugs, and she was like, just so huggable. And I got like 100 hugs.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
I'll pinch your cheeks as well.
Smash, how are you doing today?
I'm all right. You know, I'm pushing through. I went and got a smoothie with a friend before this, so we're doing all right today.
I like that.
Yeah.
We
That's
should all do
good.
that.
Okay, question for starting with Smash. We'll say, what's your favorite Scooby-Doo Where Are You episode?
A clue for Scooby-Doo.
Rhianna.
The one that scared me.
Oh gosh. I think A Night of Frightus Made Light.
JayBee.
And we all know
Oh, I couldn't tell you. It's probably
I'm
not a
kidding.
clue for Scooby-Doo, even though I do enjoy it. It's probably, this is going to sound cliche, but I'm probably going to say the Spooky Space Cube, just because I like the
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you on that. And I think just like the Funko sodas they brought out and everything made it more nostalgic as well.
I love the joke in that one too, where like Shaggy and Scooby are in a building, locked him out. We're like, throw out the key, and then they were like, the space cook comes on the other side. They're like, oh no, we need the key to get out here. And Scooby jumps out the window, grab the key, and go back in. It gets me every time.
I will say another episode that I really like, and I think it's because it's the first one of season 2, which is when they like introduce the chase music, is Nowhere to Hide.
The chase music, because Nowhere to Hide is the best song. Wait, is that the ostrich song? No, that's the recipe for
Ostrich.
Isn't that the
creeper? The creeper.
Yeah, the creeper.
Jeepers, it's the creeper.
Oh gosh, I'm in love with an ostrich. I know how to play that on my guitar as well.
Okay.
All of the chase music.
Oh yeah, when's my guitar lessons?
Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero.
Okay, so the next question is, what was your favorite Scooby-Doo
Wait, did
movie?
you answer yours?
Yeah, I said the same as you. I was talking about other Space Cubes. The
sorry.
sodas were like nostalgic for it too. What was your favorite Scooby-Doo movie to review? So I'm gonna start with this, and it's probably because it's most fresh in my mind. But I most enjoyed reviewing Daphne and Velma. Sometimes I honestly like the opportunity to be very negative, and I said some very, very negative things and called too many people idiots in that review. So JayBee, what about you? What movie did you most enjoy reviewing?
See, I feel a bit bad. Probably I'm biased.
2002.
Yeah, but then I feel bad because then Smash wasn't there and I was missing him for the entire episode. But then I feel
You gave like a love letter to Smash in the
Yeah.
middle
You
of it.
did.
Yeah.
And then you
I need
bullied
to go
me.
listen to that still.
but
I haven't
it's
listened to
just
that
Basically,
yet.
JayBee bullies
fun.
me, then he talks about how much he loves you.
Yeah, he was like, Rhianna, you're meant to have watched Endgame.
Oh.
Please, can everybody listening to this send one
Can-
spoiler to Rhianna of how Endgame goes? Oh, and by the way, Smash, I really love you. You've always been like a brother to me. And
Well, look,
it's
Harry
really
Potter Howl,
sad
oh,
that
and
you're not
Jimmy.
here because I was really hoping we'd be able to, like, you know, kind of bounce off each other a bit because you'd be wanting to say why 2004 was better. And then I'd be like, no, 2002 does this. And we'd have just had a really good time. And I really miss you.
Why
And
was I
remember
not
to,
on that
and remember to
episode?
spam Rhianna spoilers, please. Like, that was it. It was like, how does it go between the two?
Yeah. Like JayBee's got a favorite child.
No. Because I think what you have to understand is that, and I think I've let it bleed through here a few more times as well, but I'm like an exaggerated version of myself for the reviews, right? So I don't know what's going on. I think there's been some mad things happening. I think I refuse these allegations.
Okay, Rhianna, what was your favorite movie to review?
Oh, part of me wants to say Moon Monster Madness because it's the review that changed my life and led me to you guys. And then, yeah, no, I think that one's going to be my first one, like my first favorite. And then
All these
the
are ones
second-
I was there. I get it.
This is I don't know what's going on. I just don't know.
if it's any help, Milly picked the one I wasn't in. So
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was I think it's because you weren't there to kind of make sure I was behaving. Like when you're not around, I'm just not as good of a person when you're not here. I need you a lot.
Oh yeah. I need all of you
I think
equally.
other than Moon Monster Madness, I really, really enjoyed Curse of the 13th Ghost. That was
That was
That
so
was a
good.
really good episode. And that had all of us in.
It did. Oh, that movie hurts.
Scooby
That movie
Station.
hurts so much. It was so close to being one of the best Scooby movies, and then they ruined it right at the end.
The reunion special was great to review as well. That was so much fun. Oh,
See,
yeah.
this is the thing. Sometimes negativity is fun. Like,
Mhm.
we're talking about the reviews that we enjoyed the most are the ones where it's been like, oh yeah, it was terrible. Like, why did they do this? Like you were saying, the reunion special. It was so fun to review, but it was literally because we were saying that Warner Brothers didn't have like a brain cell.
Can I quickly pick one that I wasn't in, but I loved listening to?
Okay.
Was
I'm nervous.
it was, I feel like you guys had a lot of fun in it, which was, what is it? So there's the Scooby Natural one, which I really enjoyed listening to you guys. And then I think the other one was, I want to say, I think it was Curse of the Speed Demon that I really enjoyed listening to you guys. Those two are my favorite to listen
Oh,
to.
that surprised me because I didn't. Yeah. I don't think I said too many nice things about it, but
Smash, what about you? What would you say your most fun thing to review was?
It's a toss-up right now, honestly, between the Curse of the 13th Ghost, because I think that one was like, that was all of us, finally, I feel like, and it was like a movie we all enjoyed, but all had the same hatred for. But I also, like, when you first asked the question, my immediate answer went to Witch's Ghost. I don't know what it is about that episode, but that was a fun one to do with Milly.
That was fun.
oh god, see, I get that's so weird because I still remember it was such a different setup that we did because we turned the table around. I had my pile of discount energy drinks and I dropped them at least every episode, and every time there.
In my empty bedroom recording those back then.
But it was bad though, because back then I had money, and Smash would always like mention these wonderful collectibles to me in the middle of thing, and I'd always get eBay. That would be the thing that would happen around like the 12-minute mark. It'd be me on eBay.
Throughout
like,
the years, they stopped making stuff.
This is great. Oh god.
Okay, so I will admit we're only about halfway through, so I guess we're going to try and do one-word answers for a little bit if we can. Would you like to see a Scooby-Doo and Tom and Jerry crossover? Smash, you already mentioned this. I'm guessing it's a yes from you.
Yes, please.
Rhianna?
It's a yes from me.
JayBee?
Guys, that's 3 yeses.
And it's a yes from me too.
You're
it's
through to
four.
the final round.
Okay, so again, this might be one for Smash. Because like I say, you kind of get to know
we
background knowledge.
get it.
It's Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2. Is that still in production right now? Has it been delayed? Has it been cancelled?
So I'll try to keep this answer short. Basically that movie is being used as a promotion for the Super Pets movie that's supposed to come out. And since because they're using Scooby-Doo to kind of introduce kids to these characters before they see them on the big screen, and that Super Pets movie got delayed, which then in turn delays the Scooby movie. So we were supposed to already have that movie at this point. I mean, I think Super Pets was originally going to come out this month. And so that's, I don't know if all this is true. This is just what I'm hearing through the rumor mill and through the connections I have through Warner Brothers, but is that the Scooby movie got delayed because the Super Pets movie got delayed. So still supposed to be coming. It's just they're trying to line it up to help promote the Super Pets movie. So.
Okay, so the next question is, what's one thing doing the interviews has taught you? So starting with JayBee.
Oh God. This is going to sound cringy, right? But it's almost kind of taught me something about my own ego a bit, and feeling a bit of pride in what you've created and not what you get credit for. So I guess to cite that properly, it happened in the Bob Bergen interview. I kind of feel like I could have come up with better questions for him at the time. I was just kind of trying to make it short and sweet to the point where I didn't know how people were going to take the lack of Scooby stuff or not. But it was kind of like before then, whenever I would like write all these questions and say them to people, whenever like say Milly would ask something and the guest would go, oh, that's a really, really good question. And then like, oh crap, people watching this are going to go like, oh, Milly is so good at these interviews and stuff. And whereas in that one, I kind of feel like every question I asked was just awful. And then, but obviously because like having like written them, Sophie then asked something and you just saw Bob's face light up, and he was like, that's a really good question. I've never been asked that before. And in my mind I was like, oh my gosh, he was impressed with the question that I wrote. And so it started off, I was like, oh, I'm not going to get the credit for that, to, oh my gosh, I've written a good one. And so that's kind of what it's taught me, just to kind of pump the brakes on the ego and just be proud of what you create and not what you get the immediate credit for. So that's my thing.
I'd say mine was just confidence, like sitting on FaceCam for an hour, speaking, picking up the phone and speaking to the people beforehand. It's just been a big confidence trip. Rhianna, what about you?
I think one thing that it's taught me is how to not panic when I mess up, because I feel like I do that so often. And slowly I'm getting to a stage where it's like, no, I can mess up, but I can take a breath and push through. And also it's taught me the power of friendship, because even after a really bad interview with someone who doesn't give us a lot of, leeway and feedback, afterwards we're like, that sucked, but we got through it. It's all good. And friendship.
Okay, so the next, and SMASH. I'm so sorry, SMASH. I fully left you out of that question. I'm so sorry.
You almost did a screen rant.
Sorry. No, because I remembered you. It's SMASH that I forgot. I'm sorry. So what would you say was the one thing for you, like, that you learned from interviews?
I think one of the biggest things is because, like, I think we started these interviews right as everything started hitting for me. And so, like, for me, a lot of these interviews have kind of been filler, we'll say, in my life right now. Like, everything's going on. Take like an hour or two for this. Everything's going on. They've kind of been like filler episodes for me in a way of my life right now. But then, as you guys get them out there and stuff, it's, I think, two things it's kind of made me realize is because for this last year, I felt like I've lost kind of my name and my face out there because I have taken a step back from being online and dealt with my life right now and stuff. But so in a way, it's taught me that, like, the impact that you already made, people are still there. They're still watching. They're still, caring about you. They're still wanting to know what's up and how you're doing and stuff. And so, I think at the very beginning doing these interviews and even the podcasts, in some sense, I kind of felt like, does anybody even care that I'm here anymore? Like, because this is all I'm doing right now, type of thing. But but then seeing it still happen, everybody, I mean, I still go read in on the comments and stuff. I may not watch our episodes because I'm like, I don't need to watch myself or something, but I'll sit and read the comments and I'm like, people still do care. Like, just because you had to take a little time to be yourself, take care of stuff and whatever, again, people still care. But I think the other thing too, kind of coincides with that is, and I think honestly, this could go for all of us, is like, we all have way more credibility than I think we really give ourselves. And that's like, I mean, you see the people that we have talked to and even the people we haven't announced yet. And it's like, we were able to do this. And who are we? We're just some random people loving this franchise that reached out. And it's like, I mean, you don't have to be this huge name to do this amazing stuff. And I'm not even just talking about the interviews themselves. I'm saying whatever else you want to do. It's like, so that's really taught me of like, because I think I've had people too, again, going, how all this has played out for me is like, again, I'll do these interviews and then I'm right back to dealing with my life as soon as we hang up. And I've had people be like, oh my gosh, you did this. And to me, it's kind of been like, I've been kind of like, yeah, like I did. I'm dealing with this right now. But now that I'm starting to come out of that, I'm realizing, yeah, I did that. We did that. And that's made me realize it's like, I'm just some random person, yet people are like so thrilled by it, like so excited for it and stuff. And so it's like, it doesn't matter if your life is hard right now, or if you feel like you don't deserve it, or that you don't have the credibility for it. It's like, you know what? Nothing was stopping us and we went for it and here we are. And so that's where it's like, give yourself that credit, especially JayBee, because he's the one getting these. He needs most of the credibility, but we've all kind of pitched in here and all get this credit that I think we all deserve. And so that's something I've learned throughout all this.
You're sweet. And really though, like, everyone contributes a lot. Obviously I can't speak for like me and Rhianna, because obviously like we're kind of, I don't know what the right word is. I guess we must be the least busy out of everyone or something. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe. But because Milly sometimes misses them and smASH sometimes misses them, but without fail, whoever's missing from the thumbnail, you'll have two questions like, where's smASH? Where's Milly? And actually, one of them was the April Fool's one, and I think you missed the one scheduled to go out on April Fool's. And then someone asked, "Where's Milly?" in this photo, and I just replied, "Dead." And then like I waited for 5 hours and said, "But only on April Fool's Day." Like,
JayBee.
Rhianna, I think he means you're reliable, not whatever nasty word he used.
No,
I kind of feel like you said I had no life.
No, I didn't know how to visual. I didn't know how to say it.
Not
Verbalize it. Like I don't know how to. Because if Rhianna was gone or if I was gone, I'm sure that there'd be comments like that. But again, I can't.
I don't think that will be.
Okay, what he means is you're reliable and he loves you for it. So moving on to the next question, I guess, again, trying to like do this in like a brief, perhaps few words answer. Who would you like to play a Scooby-Doo villain, be that, in a live action movie, or just to hear the voice of them in a Scooby movie? I'm going to say Paul Scheffler, because they did Courage the Cowardly Dog villains. We've spoken to them, they were amazing, and I think I'd just like to hear their voice appear in Scooby. So JayBee?
Oh, okay, this is
5 seconds.
Okay. No, don't limit me to this. I don't want Cian's half to go, right? But I want a character like Minor 49er to be played by Vincent D'Onofrio. I think that would be amazing. Now, for those that don't know who Vincent D'Onofrio is, they're basically the Kingpin from Daredevil and stuff like that. I think that would be really cool.
That would be very good. Rhianna?
Oh gosh, I can't think of the actor's name. I can hear their voice, I can see their face, but I can't think of their name. But I think I would kind of like to see more female villains, because there isn't a lot. And one that I would like to see in the live action is, I am obsessed with the actress Catherine Newton. I feel like she's incredible, and I would really like to see her possibly take on the villain role. She played, I think, she had a role in Supernatural, but she's been in so many things. Like she was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think she played the like older version of Cassie. I want to say, I may be wrong, but she's incredible. And you know, bring it back to the Supernatural thing, because I know Jensen Ackles does a lot of voiceover, and so is Misha Collins. Like a tag team with villains would be cool, with them two voicing. So yeah,
It would indeed. And Smash?
I don't know why I immediately went to this, but like I kind of want more of a comedic-esque villain, and I kind of thought Billy Crystal would be funny.
Yes.
As just like kind of more like a Joker-esque type villain where he's just whiny and zany, just crazy. I think that'd be funny.
You could be Mike Wazowski.
That would be. Okay, next question. Have you watched the Pink Panther cartoons? I personally haven't. JayBee?
I have, because I remember the da-da, but I
Did I
cannot
remember the
tell you
music, but
a
I've
thing
not
about
watched
the
them.
episodes. What about Rhianna?
Yes, I have.
Oh, Smash. I wish I had seen more of that. Oh.
I've seen them and I enjoy them.
And Smash?
Oh, it's Smash answers.
Oh, sorry, I
already said
was
yes.
reading the next question already. I'm so sorry.
Yes, I have.
Okay, next question. If Scooby and the gang were to team up with another fictional character from DC, Hanna-Barbera, Cartoon Network, that kind of thing, what would you like it to be? Who would you like it to be? So, JayBee.
Well, I don't really care about DC, but I guess, I mean, Green Lantern might be fun just because he can like materialize some Scooby snacks. I'm just imagining like a scene where Scooby's just begging him to like create Scooby snacks to like stock his stash, and that's kind of the only thing that's coming into my head.
Okay, so mine's moving away from DC or Hanna-Barbera altogether. The one crossover I would really like to see is with Phineas and Ferb. I feel like they always built such fun things that they could build like some amazing trap for the end of the movie or something like that, and then that'd lead to a good Fred dynamic as well. So probably Phineas and Ferb. Rhianna?
I think I'm going to do similar to you, Millie, and move away. I would love to see a crossover Scooby-Doo with one of the Marvel characters, because there's like reference. I mean, technically Hawkeye could work because he appeared in a DC comic. So Hawkeye meets Scooby-Doo, and possibly having Harley Quinn and Daphne like attempting to be Harley Quinn for a while. That would be fun.
No,
I feel.
JayBee. Smash?
Sorry.
You got me on the DC brain suddenly, and I would really like Shazam.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I need that.
That would be good. Okay, so next question. By the last episode ever, are you talking with Scooby-Doo related items, like themes? Because it would be nice if you did an episode review for Mystery Incorporated and the animated series in the continuation. Yeah, JayBee has just been JayBee.
No, it's a meme.
And trying to like do some clickbaity YouTube.
No,
like,
it's a meme.
title.
How long have I been calling it the last episode ever?
This isn't the last episode ever. We're starting the series next week.
Well,
Next week.
it's a pilot.
JayBee.
No, can I point
JayBee?
out that it's a pilot?
Favorite DreamWorks movie? One word answer. JayBee again.
Probably Shrek.
Smash.
Shark Tale.
Rihanna.
Shark Tale's underrated.
Oh gosh. DreamWorks. I
Like
can't.
Madagascar, Kung Fu Panda.
Did you say How to Train Your Dragon was DreamWorks, JayBee?
Yeah.
That's mine.
How to Train Your Dragon. Is
Yeah, I love that.
Toothless is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that dragon.
Okay,
Ooh.
random question. Do you like Greg's? Yes. JayBee?
Greg's sausage rolls are elite.
Rihanna?
As long as they don't have sorrow in, yeah.
Smash, do you
it's
have
Smash.
Greg's in the UK?
In the US.
No.
In the UK.
Oh, we need to
What is
send
that?
Smash some
It's like a
bags.
bakery.
Yeah, it's
So
literally
nice.
a place to just get like
Oh.
sausage rolls,
Peng time.
pasties, sandwiches.
Ah,
If it wasn't for
They're-
Greg's, I'd be my 17-year-old self again. Let's just
Okay.
say that's how much
They're-
I love Greg's.
Their bean and sausage pasties are like
Oh,
so nice.
stop it. I wanna get
I'm
some.
hungry.
Okay, so
Oh.
next question. Again, we've kind of already answered. Will you review the new Velma show coming soon? We recorded a video just before this. It'll probably be out now to kind of discuss our thoughts on that, and that we are hoping to review it, providing we can watch it, even if that means just lining up a call with Smash and we'll watch it together. If it's not available in the UK, just so you know, we are hoping to see that as soon as we can.
Jinkies.
Okay,
What's a Velma?
this is a random question. It's asking what your second favorite Scooby-Doo villain is and why. Should we just do our favorite, do you think?
No, do the second.
Your second
Do the
favorite.
second favorite. That's what we've
Okay, then,
announced.
JayBee.
Supply and demand.
Go.
Oh, I don't even know.
Come on then.
Probably the Ozark Witch.
Okay.
What about you, Milly?
Smash.
Oh.
I'm getting myself time.
second favorite. Oh gosh, there's way too many. The Tar Monster.
That's a good one.
Okay, yeah. Rhianna?
I'm torn between like three.
I know my mind was reeling. I'm like, I know my favorite. What's my second favorite?
Oh gosh. The more I think about it, there's now four. Okay, the Willowa.
Ooh,
Oh, I love the
nice.
Willow.
But then again, that's like my favorite.
The
It's
Willow.
cute. The Willow's cute.
Okay.
It's my second favorite.
Mine's ridiculous. I'd say it was Sarah Ravencroft.
Yes.
I'm saying the Town Monster that Smash suggested is probably my favourite just because I love the scene where Scooby's got the extinguisher and they're like, along it. That's amazing. Okay. Favourite Ice Age character? JayBee.
Sid the Sloth.
Rhianna.
I've forgotten his name. The squirrel.
Oh,
Scrat.
what was it? Scrat.
Scrat. I love him. I love him.
Smash.
Is it Manny? I love the mammoth.
Me too.
Oh, I love the baby as well. Oh, was that your favourite?
No, mine was the mammoth, just because I feel like they're like relatively like perhaps slightly bad tempered and grumpy in their exterior, but it's because they're just straight to the point. It's actually quite like me. I come across as quite bad tempered, but it's because I just take things too seriously.
My favorite animal is elephants, and I'm like, it's a floofy elephant.
Okay, so we'll start with Smash for this question. Your favorite episode of Shaggy and Scooby Get a Clue?
I've only seen like 4, to be honest. So I'm gonna say the first episode.
I'm gonna say the second. I've not seen any of them, so that's just a guess. Rhianna.
I'm so sorry. I'm quickly Googling. So I know my favorite episode, but I've forgotten what the name.
Okay. While Rhianna's Googling, JayBee.
I don't remember the name. It was like the show that made me not like Scooby for a few years because I just couldn't get into it. But there's an episode that I remember the story, so I'll just say that. It's where the evil doctor professor guy decides that he's kind of lost too many times, so he needs a break. So he like books himself in on like a cruise. Except the issue is that his cruise aligned with a vacation that Shaggy and Scooby were going on,
Of
and
course.
so they just end up on a boat together. So that's kind of like the one that entertains me the most.
Okay, and Rhianna?
Zoinks the Wonder Dog. I like it.
Oh, I want to be a wonder dog.
Okay, so next question. Thoughts on the upcoming Mario movie? JayBee.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it'll be good. Rhianna?
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
And Smash.
I'm excited too.
Okay, great.
This is the last one, right?
No, there's more. Do you prefer Scoob or Scooby-Doo Mask of the Blue Falcon? I find this a really good question because I'm sure when we were reviewing Mask of the Blue Falcon, we drew a parallel with Scoob because Mask of the Blue Falcon was about them replacing characters that were long-standing.
Yeah.
And then that's what Warner Brothers did with Scoob when there was no Lillard, things like that. So it's really funny that the person's put these two movies together. I personally would say that I preferred Scoob. So JB.
I think technically Mask of the Blue Falcon's probably got a bit more to it, but any day of the week I'd put Scoob on before that one, I think. So I'm gonna say Scoob.
Rhianna, Scoob or Mask of the Blue Falcon?
I think I'm going to go Mask of the Blue Falcon.
Okay.
I like it.
Smash, Scoob or Mask of the Blue Falcon?
I'm torn because I love these movies, but I think I'm gonna have to go Scoob.
Okay. So out of all the interviews we've done so far, what person did we enjoy interviewing the most, JB?
Oh no, I'm not answering that. Well, see, no, because you're wanting to rush me, and I can't rush this
Well,
question.
you were the one that was like, "Oh, this video is only gonna
You know
be
what?
14 minutes.
I'm gonna
I didn't
go.
want it to be too long."
Smash can go.
Yes,
I'm gonna go. One of my favorites. I don't know if it is my favorites, but it's just ringing a bell right now. Sexy Ned. That one was fun.
Ooh. No, it wasn't there. I love the Sexy Ned one. I guess, look, here's the thing.
You're a simple man, and Daphne wished you happy birthday.
No, I can't pick a favorite. I genuinely can't, because it's like we would have to have the person on twice for me to even think about it, like in terms of that, like which one was better, the first one or the second one, because you can't compare even people with the same job. So say one that's sticking out to me right now is Bill Bowes, who showed us so many amazing models and design, and of course his job was production designer, which is obviously the job that Bob Singer had in subsequent series of Where Are You on the Scooby-Doo show. But even that, it's like we were shown storyboard, we were shown a model. With writers, John Colton Barry, we were speaking about Be Cool Scooby-Doo, which for all he had the same job title as Roger Eschbacher, Morgan Baden, they're all talking about such different things that I think everyone has their own story to tell. And so I would have to interview someone twice to say, no, I prefer that one to that one. You know?
See, I think I'd agree with JB that you can't really choose one, because they all have moments where I'm trying to get eye contact with all of you because something's made me excited, like the Kent Bader one, when we heard all the behind the scenes stuff and what was removed. It was like, oh my gosh. And I was like looking at everyone's faces like, hey, what did you think to that? What did you think to that? And when we did the Witch's Ghost interview and someone still has a file of the original script, and they were like, okay, we need to work on converting this. Like, there's been moments. I'm sorry, JB, did I say something?
You know, it's okay, it's okay.
That's not been announced,
It's okay,
I'm sorry.
fine.
But yeah, there's moments of all of them where it's just like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. Like, have you all heard this too? So I don't know, I don't even say it's more about just us as a friendship group and each other's reactions to stuff that I'm more excited about as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rhianna, do you have a favorite interview?
I'm pretty much on the same boat as you and JB, I think, because it's so hard, but there's a handful that I feel jump into my mind first. But it's not because I enjoy them most, but it's because they're most memorable for me. So first, the Peter New one. That was my first interview I did with you guys. I have a DM from him which is like means the world to me, and I look at it and I watch back and it's like the funny story. I'll make it really short. When you guys contacted me, I just got dressed for the day and everything. I was wearing my Scooby Natural t-shirt, and then you were like, hey, can you help us? Would you like to be part of the Peter New interview? And I was like, he was in Scooby Natural. I'm like, this is a sign. This is like, things are going to be good. And then, the John Colton Barry one, it was on my birthday. And Tatty was there. And Tatty is a star. And then Gary Chalk.
Yeah, I was just going to say Gary Chalk for your brother been there too.
Yeah, like there's one coming up which I'm excited for, my brother's excited for, that we haven't recorded yet. But it's like, those are ones which I really love, because Gary Chalk, I got kicked out. Storm knocked my internet out, and then I got suspended like Ben and Jerry. But I just love all these moments with you guys, because I say it so often in like private message that reviews, as much as like I hate missing, if I physically am not well, like I was for the Daphne and Velma one, I was really busy doing Eurovision stuff. Like I wasn't feeling too well either. But it's the interviews, I feel like, just having the opportunity to see you guys and connect as friends, and I'm tearing up. Like, this is stupid, but I love these memories with you guys because they're ones like whether our friendship lasts or not. I apparently have the worst luck with friendships. Like, I can go back and I can watch this and be like, this was when Millie and I messaged each other afterwards saying JayBee was a sin.
Yeah, you can't read the messages that me and Rhianna send to each other because 95% of them is Rhianna going, I'm really sorry about JayBee in that episode. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave him for the day and come and see you because I can't take it anymore.
I mean, I'll say that there's not been an interview that I've not liked, right?
Yeah.
And even
the ones
tricky one. Well, not tricky. It's just not what I was expecting. Like David Newman, I'd got in touch with their PR person and said I want to do something for the 20th anniversary of Scooby, and they say that's fine. No inkling that he didn't really remember it all that well until we were on there, and so that was a surprise. It was a curveball. But then if you just think like, that guy has got more awards than I've got Funko Pops, and he was willing to spend an hour of his time to speak with us about anything, and that's just tumbling in and of itself.
I mean, Rhianna said it earlier this like episode. Even if some of the interviews are more difficult than others, it's the kind of conversations we have at the end of them too. The adrenaline's on high and we just all have a great conversation afterwards, like, phew, well, we did that. That's fine. We got through it.
Although I do want to speak about this kind of a lot more on reflection, even if it isn't on like a recording, it's just personal stuff. But just on the 1 year anniversary of our first interview, I just want to reflect on all of them because I feel like this is a question that I can talk about for hours. I can literally probably talk about each interview we've done for longer than the interview was, but
okay,
I
JayBee,
won't make that this one.
On the topic of interviews, this is one for you. Can you please interview Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, J.J. Abrams, and Rian Johnson in the future? They were involved in Star Wars.
I mean, if they say yes, like, and that's the thing as well. Like, with the 2002 reviews, I'm kind of a bit like, I would almost see, this isn't my thing, right? Everyone's like, you should interview the cast, you should interview Neil Fanning, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., and it's kind of like, I'd love to, obviously. Like, if it was up to me on the 1 year anniversary, it would be all of them together speaking with us, obviously. But it's dependent on them if they want to do it. And it's like, if you kind of want to see them, make that demand, tweet our channel at them saying they're doing this event, would you want to go on it? Like, it's kind of more than that, because I can reach out as much as I want, but it may not happen. And besides, even if it did, I would say that the more unsung heroes of those movies, like Bill Bowes and Ken Bader, the ones that, again, like I'm using this word that I hate again, the boots on the ground stuff, is going to be more valuable for a celebration of the anniversary than a cast member, for as amazing as they are, saying, yeah, I was given the script, some things were taken out, and I had a good time because I got to go to Australia. That's amazing, and it'd be an honor to speak with them. But you wouldn't get the models of Bill Bowes or Ken Bader's kind of just stories in general. So,
Okay, the next question goes a bit off topic. It's, have you read the Bible?
Interesting.
So JayBee, have you read the Bible?
Not cover to cover, but we were given Bibles at school. We were given Bibles at school as like a gift or something, and I did religious studies. I've seen bits and bobs. It's not my thing, but yeah, I've read a bit of it.
I'd say I come from a family that's religious some of the time. So they have weddings in churches, they have christenings, stuff like that, but other than my gran, going to church isn't a big thing. But that means like growing up, it was like a common gift that you got Bibles that had like pretty pictures in them, stuff like that growing up. So I had tons of those. But like, to Millie, happy first birthday from Gran, from Auntie Hazel, stuff like that. But I've never actually sat down with a Bible that's just words and read it.
I read some rude parts with friends that were kind of funny.
Smash, have you read the Bible?
No.
I have. I grew up, my family religious. So I mean, do I remember it? No, not really, but I have at one point in my life read it from cover to cover.
Oh, nice.
And Rhianna?
Yeah, I have, which I think shocks some people. sometimes. I growing up, I had, and I still have it, it's like your first Bible for like kids, and it's got pictures and illustrations, and it's like a dumbed down version of the Bible. It has like the key stories of like Moses, things like that. And you know, I'm not an overly religious person, but for some reason there's some like I'm very physics minded. You know, everything has a reason. An equation will solve everything. But you know, I don't see how something can come from nothing. And you know, how did that one hydrogen atom form? Like, how did that, you know, how did that one become many elements? So you know, for me, I've read the Bible, and I don't like constantly, like I look at my bookshelf, I don't pick it up and read it cover to cover now, but you know, sometimes it's fun to just read the stories whether you believe in them or not. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so next question. With the revelation that Velma is getting her own series, what do you think the whole style and story will be about, and whether or not they're going to bring the other members of Mystery Inc. To the series, or will it just be a version of Daria and the fact that they changed her nationality to Asian?
I assume Daria is just going to be some Indian woman, right? I don't know what that comparison is. I guess, yeah, we've released an episode about it. As of this being released maybe 2-3 days ago, that's kind of got all of our opinions on it, I think. And if anything changes, we'll keep everyone updated. But yeah, I guess we'll use that question to be a shameless plug to a thing we've already got.
Put one of those cards or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be linked in the description, people.
Okay, so next question. Will there be a Scooby-Doo and Looney Tunes crossover? I mean, we did a review where Shaggy and Scooby can be seen in Looney Tunes,
And
right?
the Tasmanian Devil is in Scooby-Doo too. So I
think
would
it's
love
very
to see it.
possible.
I would love to see that. That would be so
I'm surprised
great.
it hasn't happened.
Me too. I want to. Oh, but who's the voice of? Because Joe Alaskey is no longer with us, unfortunately. I want to find out who's doing Bugs and Daffy, because I want to see if they'd kind of blend well with the cast. But yeah,
Is it
that'd be
like
great.
Eric
Okay.
something?
Oh, I think Bowser, isn't it? Something
Yeah.
Bowser. Bowser.
Okay, and the last question, well, not the last question, but down to the last two questions, and I think they're both quite nice, kind of concluding ones. What are your top 3 memories of doing the show, JayBee?
You always start these ones with me, and I need to reflect. Okay, top 3. And again, I always feel self-conscious, but especially with the interview question, kind of was a struggle for me, because I genuinely do love them all. They've all taught me a different thing. I couldn't pick a favorite. And like with this, there's probably going to be one that I remember the second we hit like the recording over button. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I should have remembered that. But what was it? Was it from the reviews?
It's just from the show. So
Oh crap!
mine. Do you want me to start?
Can we all do one and then circle round and then
What,
do,
like just go around
like
3
1
times?
1 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3?
Okay.
And I will start.
Yeah.
I think it has to be the birthday thing from Kate Melton, because we'd never done an interview at that point in time. No, we'd never done an interview. Hey, we'd never done. Okay, that's not that's. Okay, that's that's one of them.
Rhianna.
Okay. I was like, for me, wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
We're going around 3 times the top memories from the show. So interviews, reviews, and I guess anything associated with it.
I think I'm going to save my best one for last, because it will make all of us cry. At least it'll make me cry. My favorite, it's not even third favorite. Like, one of my favorite moments is introducing you guys to Chris, because Chris Conley played such a big part in my life. You know, 2019 I met him, and you know, he is a really dear friend of mine, and the fact that I could introduce you guys to him and we could all like talk about movies that we liked, and you know, turns out he was on the premiere of like all of them because he's a legend. It was just that's one of my favorite memories, because you know, we all got to just hang out as friends, and it's like this cool guy who is now like part of all of our families, just sharing these memories and being all hip and cool. And yeah, that's a cool memory.
Okay, Smash.
I mean, this might be cliche, but our very first episode, because we recorded that on the day I was moving out. And so I like literally had my earbuds in, I had it in my phone, and I'm sitting and talking about Zombie Island, going through the house, carrying boxes and whatever. And I actually started putting up my Scooby shelf there. And so I just remember I'll never forget that. I was just like sitting there talking about Scooby-Doo and whatever. And at the time I was still with Mariah and she was there. And again, I was like, okay, while I do this, I'm going to work on my Scooby shelf. So you do whatever. And I got so distracted with our conversation and stuff that once we hung up and everything, she like, she finished whatever. And then she like was on my bed and looks down and is like, you haven't even started? I was like, oh yeah, the shelf. It's like I got distracted by our conversation we were having, and it was just I'll never forget that. I just remember our first recording. It was so fun.
One of mine at least, would be the phone call to Marty Grabstein before we actually did the recording, because we were staying at my parents', I think, for Christmas, and he was like, okay, if you want to interview me, here's my phone number, give me a call, let's talk about this. And I remember just being like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna need to just go, I need to go to my room, and JayBee and I are gonna do this call. Oh my gosh, and that was like the first time we'd actually picked up the phone to actively speak to them to arrange the interview. And I think the thing with just how the Marty Grabstein thing panned out, when that interview released, within 24 hours I had a message from my mum saying that my brother had contacted her and we'd actually really interviewed someone famous. That was the one interview where he was just like, okay, I don't know how they did it, but they've done it. I was like, so I think, I don't know, just the first call with them and setting that up was like a really memorable thing. So JayBee, back to you.
See, I think this is more the build up than the actual thing, because obviously a part of me was kind of like, that didn't really work out the way that I originally planned. But it was when I first got the idea to honor the CHD Awareness Week by saying, let's coordinate it so we're all wearing red, and I'll even contact, it was Crystal Mary from the Scooby Live show that we were doing that week, and I was like, it's going to be great, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to coordinate it so we let Smash in last and see if he picks up on it or something like that. And then unfortunately that week, for I don't remember, but for obviously really good reasons, Smash couldn't make it. And a part of me was kind of like, I mean, it's still going to be great because we can use it to talk about it and kind of spread some awareness. But I was almost like, oh no, that would have been a really great moment. But just that was cute, just when she accepted to do that, and when I kind of got that idea, that's always been a good moment.
Rhianna?
My second one probably is from the Gary Chalk interview. It's a part that no one saw afterwards. So my brother, I mean, you probably saw his hand because it disembodied hand appeared behind me. He was kneeling down on the floor for 2.5 hours of that whole interview, being absolutely quiet and just watching, taking everything in, because he's a huge Gary Chalk fan. And I'm really grateful for both you, JayBee and Milly, and Gary for giving extra time to speak to him, because that memory of just him being happy and meeting his childhood icon. And then fun little thing that happened after that, we phoned one of his friends and he was like, so you know how we used to do the voices? And I was like, yeah. He was like, guess who I just met? And we then sent his group of friends in the Discord that I was invited into the link, and they're like, wait, you met Gary Chalk? And it's like, where's Ryan? So then JayBee, I'm really I forgot to take pictures and stuff. Because the recording had stopped, he had screenshot and taken pictures of Ryan talking to him, and that for me is just a moment that I don't think I could ever forget, because he was really happy. And yeah.
That was a good memory. Smash?
Oh
no.
My second memory. No, I was trying to think of when Rhianna joined us, because she joined and I had no idea. And then I was thrown into it, and it was really funny because I was like, I think it was like 2 or 3 episodes. We just kind of went, and I was like, and we were just doing it through Discord, and I was like, I don't know who this is, but
Oh no.
yeah, Rhianna, yeah. I didn't even know your name for like the first 2 episodes. I was like, her, yeah. But then no, I just think it was so cool and funny how that all progressed, because I had to take a break to deal with some things. So you hopped in, well, they reached out and you hopped in to help out. And then when I was able to jump back in, I was very appreciative that, first of all, JayBee and Milly like kept this a thing, and you also didn't just drop out, but that, you know, instead of me coming back and being like, hey, we don't need you anymore, it was just, no, we're expanding the team. And I thought that was so cool, of like, we got more people, you know, we got Rhianna here, you know, it wasn't like, okay, when I can't do it, you'll do it. When you can't, you know, it was just like, no, we're all here. And I thought that was so cool. I was excited. Once I learned who you were, I was like, okay, I now know the story. I now know what's going on. I'm caught up. This is great. But for a minute, you were like a mystery voice to me. I'm like, someone else is here.
I think the first one that we all did together, like properly, was actually the reunion special, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
Oh, what a great start.
Wow.
I'm surprised things have gone this well if that's how we started.
I think you must have thought I was insane. So I was like saying positive things, and you're like, well, why are we having this reunion? Like, why are we doing this special? And I'm just like, yeah, no, it was really cool. You know, yes, they did so many things wrong, but you know, we learned things. They did that right. And it was fun seeing them at the end. It must have been like, this disembodied voice is just insane.
No,
was
you
that
brought
our first episode together? I thought that I thought
One
it was
of
something
them.
different.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Let me
See, we needed Rhianna as
It
a
was a
voice of
Christmas one, I
positivity,
think.
because I'm sure there was a series of episodes where me and Smash were just really enjoying the negative together.
Yeah.
And like with Daphne and Velma, JayBee was trying to hold the positivity together.
It looks like it was the reunion, you know. Although maybe
Yeah.
we recorded Shaggy Showdown. No, that was just
No.
with Rhianna. Lego Beach Blow Up, but then I feel like that was
No.
recorded right after Marty's interview.
That Lego Beach Blowout was right after Marty, because I was
Yes.
loony. I just eaten blueberries and
was
taken my
delirious.
medication, and I was tired. I was working on like less. I barely slept the night before, and it was like 3 a.m. and we were going, and I was just like, I don't remember this movie, and I was just laughing, and I was like, yeah, it's good. I'll watch it again, because I don't even know what I'm talking
But
about.
this was recorded a while ago because the review premiered on Christmas Day.
Oh, wow.
So we must have recorded it before going to. It wasn't your parents, was it? No.
It would have been
Yeah.
if it went out Christmas Day. We stayed with my parents. No, last Christmas we were at your parents' house.
2021 Christmas.
Yeah.
We recorded that a while ago, because I remember I recorded that at the house because we made sure to record that before I headed out to California.
Oh,
Mm.
and then we were.
So
yeah.
it was like at the very least a week before Christmas.
Yeah, maybe more. See, this is really nice. I think this has been such a good question and such a good. You know what? You're right, Milly. We should have just done this for the 1-year anniversary instead of Looney Tunes.
Oh, so instead of you like saying that it was self-gratifying to be like, this is why we're still amazing.
It is though, but I've
Maybe
enjoyed
this is a good
it.
idea, and maybe you didn't need to be so insulting.
It is gratifying, and it is a bit too self-congratulatory. But I'll be lying if I said this hasn't been a great time.
Okay, so my second one is the conversation after the Kent Bader interview.
Yes.
Because
Mm.
there is a moment where the second the guest leaves, it's like the first proper breath that I take for the entire hour.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I just remember breathing and then being like, oh my gosh. So they said this, and this, and that's so amazing. And then just like trying to retell the story like 5 times, even though we all heard it the first time. It was great. Okay, so JayBee, your third and final memory.
Oh gosh, I wish I had more in the moment. I'll admit, I wish I'd chosen more review-centric memories, but I think because the majority of reviews happened when we were in another place, and I wasn't like, it was so weird though. Looking back at the reviews, I don't think I'll ever be able to listen back to any of the ones before we got here, because it honestly was just an alternative to therapy for me. Like, because I was so just depressed throughout the week, and so like I didn't know what to do. But then it was something to ground you. I know that I was gonna watch the movie that week and then talk about it for an hour and a half, and maybe procrastinate to the point where I would just be venting about something for 15 minutes. And so I kind of have mentally blocked out a lot of the reviews. Maybe I'll revisit them one day, but I guess that overwinded kind of precursor to the answer is just going to be that it is another interview based one. But again, I do want to revisit the reviews at some stage, but it's when Kent Bader got us in touch with the next 2002 interview. I don't know,
had that referral.
Just because it's like when you are reaching out to so many people, I used to be so good with it, and like in the fact that every time that someone declined or rejected for whatever reason, I was just like, okay, I'm going to use this to motivate me to turn that one no or that one like decline into 5 yeses or to 10 yeses. Like, for every one, I'm going to dedicate myself to be fueled to make that 3 more yeses. But now it's actually just been beating me up a bit to the point where, like, I don't know if I've got weaker or I don't know what it is, but I almost feel like it's just become more difficult to even reach out to people, just because I'm like, I don't really want like an interview declined email to come through when I wake up, or I don't want that to be the last thing that I see when I go to sleep. It's like, you know, I've been worse with it. But then when someone has come on the show and has given so much of their time and has liked it so much and can see what we're doing, especially with the 2002 movie, that they're like, I know this person from that movie, that would be great for this, and these would be great people to get them in touch with. That to me is just incredible. So that's my overwinded answer.
And Rhianna?
So this memory, oh gosh, I don't know if I've actually said it in recording. I know I've told you guys this so many times. When JayBee and Milly first reached out to me, I was getting ready for bed and I was having a breakdown because someone who was really important in my life, stuff has happened since then that I won't go into. I thought I'd upset her. She wasn't talking. It had been like 2 weeks without response. I've had a lot of friendships that have failed in the past because they've stabbed me in the back. They can't cope with the fact that I've got hospital appointments and couldn't go out to the cinema without having to check, like, oh, do you use soya oil? Do you have soya in the food? This, that, and the other. They couldn't cope with the fact that my mum also had to be with me because medications and dealing with it. And this person, there's been a lot of hurt since then. And, you know, throughout this, the 3 of you guys have been there. And the first time you reached out to me, I was crying because I was like, I don't know what I've done wrong. And even to this day, I still don't understand like what I've done wrong, because I've apparently done something wrong. And I was really sad, and I was like, maybe I'm just like not meant to have friends. And then you guys asked me and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I haven't seen this movie for a little bit. I'll do it. It's an excuse to talk about Scooby. It's an excuse to be happy. And I felt really happy, and afterwards, like, I couldn't stop talking about JayBee and Milly. Like, my mum was like, Rhianna, okay, you had like one conversation with them, and I said, yeah, but like, this is how cool they are. And I, you know, and then it progressed, and then when I got to meet you, I was like, originally I was like, oh gosh, I think Ash is gonna hate me. And I was like, why? And I was like, because what if he thinks that, like, I was replacing him, and what if he like just doesn't like me and all this stuff? And I was like, oh gosh, am I gonna be like the death of a friendship? I can't deal. And then, you know, we all ended up becoming really good friends. And, you know, recently that same friend has done stuff that it's part of the reason why today I've been really sad. And I know that I can just reach out to the 3 of you and be like, I'm not having a good day. Like, I just want to cry. Like, things are happening, and, you know, this isn't going right, that isn't. And you all like cheer me up. Like, Milly and I will just like go into our own like little conversation and start talking about, okay, well, let's just like kidnap each other for a weekend or something. Let's have a girls' day. JayBee, you'll just like say the most random things and be like, you're just bonkers, Rhianna. Like, I think you're insane. And I was like, we'll have just the most crazy conversation that's nothing to do with anything sometimes. And it's like nothing makes sense, but it does to us. It's like our own secret language. Like by now, people would tell me to shut up about Supernatural. People would tell me to shut up about Scooby-Doo, about this, that, and the other. You know, and you guys don't, you've accepted me as who I am. And I've never had anyone, like even my best friend who, she's claimed she likes Scooby-Doo, and we were friends for 12 years, but looking at it, I kept taking her back, and she just kept going back to the same person who bullied me and sided with her, and I got really hurt. And you know, she didn't understand me, but you guys do. And you know, I feel like this is the best memory because I have people who like me, not because of who I know, because I've had people recently who have been like, oh, so you're friends with Stephanie McMahon? Yeah, I am. Like you none of you, like, you haven't asked me to reach out to her for your own wants and needs. Like you didn't ask me to reach out to Chris. Chris was like, yeah, I'll do it, I want to. Like I've been meaning to ask you about it. And it's just nice because you haven't wanted me for an like exterior motive. You've just wanted me for me, and that means the world to me. So yeah. Just gonna go cry now. So yeah.
Oh, that's really amazing. Thank you, Blake, because that's
sweet.
even you talking, that's just brought me back to so many things. And again, it's just ridiculous because what are the chances that obviously like people knew everyone beforehand in some capacity, right? Obviously, you know, when you were mentioned in the Kate interview, you then started commenting on some Instagrams and some YouTubers, and I was like, okay, yeah, I see. That's kind of interesting.
And it was also interesting how Rhianna also followed my brother's YouTube channel, and I didn't know that you'd like, because I've been on Instagram and seen that you were like my brother was commenting on your post, you were commenting on his. I was like, she's been speaking to my brother, and I never knew. This is
Give me 1 second. We have a special guest at the door.
It's Tatty.
You know what always makes me laugh though about like friendship things, in that if you compare the conversations that Milly and Rhianna have, they're like the most wholesome, like cheer up things in the world. And then if you look at me and Smash in the group chat, it's the most abominable thing.
No, I've got like two sides. So I have very sensible conversations with Rhianna. Me and Rhianna have lovely, like very wholesome conversations. But then like I feel like it can be split down the middle. Like the days Rhianna's not here, the conversations can go completely off in a different direction.
What's Tatty's
like,
favourite memory?
I think I'm just more wholesome around Rhianna. Like my mum was here once, and I'd come to get JayBee because the recording had finished and my parents were in the sitting room.
Oh, that
so
was
like,
Bergen.
yeah, and I ended up like not swearing out loud, but mouthing a swear word in front of Rhianna. I was like, what have I just done? What just happened to me? I don't do that in front of Rhianna. Like I definitely have like a level of personality depending on, like Rhianna keeps me centered, but I feel like when Rhianna's not here, I like start leaning towards a JayBee level conversation, and that's not good for anyone.
Little fun fact about your brother and I recently, we were talking in DMs on Instagram, and I'll let you out in a second, Tatty. Did you hear the way she talks to me? I need to let her out now because she's being a diva.
I think Tatty's favourite memory would be meeting John Colton Barry. That's what I'm going to say.
There's a WWE event that's happening in England, and he DM'd me and was like, are you going? And I'm like, so, you know, I said something I can't say to the public yet. I mean, it's not even that secretive. It's like I'm probably going, but you know. And he was like, I'm hoping to, as long as I get time off work and can get tickets. And I was like, just phone in sick. It's history. Like you're making history. First event in 30 years. And then we were like, you know what? If we both go, we're meeting up. We're taking a picture and sending it to Milly.
There's no way my brother can meet you before I do.
Exactly, it's motive.
You know, your brother's a very good looking man.
I'm gonna have to go just so he can't say that to me.
See, this is like how I'm playing. Like now you have to like meet me first. Otherwise, I'm gonna get a picture with your brother first.
JayBee, find some more stuff to sell. We're buying tickets, okay? Oh gosh. I'm having a family event just so I can meet Rhianna.
There's women wrestlers, JayBee.
Let's go.
Have I seen my brother yet this year? I have, right? Yeah. No, just
You've seen
because
it like
feels,
5 times.
it feels like we've been here longer than we have. Like
What,
the
in
new
this
house.
house?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was 2 months, month and a half.
We've been here 3 months.
Woo.
And it feels like longer. So that means I've seen my brother a couple of times this year.
Freak me. I don't.
But I'm literally like, okay, I'm gonna have to see my brother now just so I can see Rhianna.
We should see Gary Chalk.
But yeah, that's the sort of thing that he'll go to. Like, my mum's definitely babysitting for him. That's probably not even in question, and he'll get time for it.
Where are we with this then? What do we have to do?
Go around in circles like SMASH. Your third and final
My
memory.
third. Oh boy. I wanted to hurry and bounce off what Rhianna had said, not go too deep, but because like I love that when you joined, it was something that was a light for you. And then when I needed to take a break, it was because my light had died. Basically, I needed to go relight it because I had just broken up with Mariah. I had just come out and I was like, I need a moment because my family is suddenly going through all this and I don't know where I'm at, what I'm doing. And I had just met Steve too. And so I was like, it's like, JayBee Milly, I need a moment. And so I just love how that like crossed. I was like, the stars aligned. But anyway, third memory. I mean, I don't know if I can wow. I don't know if I can pick one specific one, but I do love like all of our conversations that we usually have after our interviews. I mean, we don't have them all the time after the interviews, but I really look forward to when we're able to just sit down and have a conversation after something we've done. And I mean, a lot of times too, they're not even about what we just recorded. It's like, now that that's done, how's everyone doing? You know, it's like, they're just so fun. I don't know. So I think one of the third best memories for me is just all the conversations we can have, even, you know,
one of the best ones we had was
recording or
after
not.
the Mystery Incorporated double one, and then it kind of got cut short, and I'm so sad because that was one of my favorite like down-to-earth conversations, just chilling with everyone. And then we had to
my answer and my third memory kind of comes off the back of that.
Well, you're the only one that's not been deep this episode, so you should open up about
kind
something.
of a cop-out answer, maybe.
Rick Cole.
But it's the conversations that are not for the channel. Because without doing the channel things, we wouldn't be having the conversations, we wouldn't be talking this frequently. But like, there's been moments with all of us. There's been like the time when we all played Among Us together. There's been a call where I watched an episode of went back because there was a movie Rhianna had missed. I think I went back and watched the movie with her. She then introduced me to an episode of Supernatural, and I think we played BitLife. So like that, like without doing the channel, we wouldn't be doing calls like that. Like calls with SMASH where, like you say, a life spin a thing the last year, but like the conversations where it's been like, okay, we're not exactly recording or anything, but I need to pick up the phone because I just need to talk.
I've been in the car so many times, just been like, I just gotta talk, I don't care.
Like I've had more like frank conversations and open conversations like through what you were going through in the last year with you than I have my family, my friends. It's kind of like okay, safe space. There's physically nothing that we wouldn't mention. So let's just talk about everything. And I think it's like the last conversation we had like that, where I was like sat on the sofa with JayBee. I think we'd like just in a Discord or a Zoom or something, we're just like helping you through some stuff, and we just had the most open conversation. Like I physically would say that was like, I think a thing for me is just how open I can be with both of you now. Like the stuff that I can say, I didn't know I could say.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Special guest.
Oh, it's a Tatty. Tatty's back with Ryan. Ryan, say hi to the people who watch us in a not stalkerish way.
I wasn't sure if you were still recording.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of the final thing that I'll say about that though, is that I really feel like it does help everything we do though, right? Because there's so many like podcasts that I try and listen to where there's like 3, 4, 5 people, and they're kind of or like, yeah, you can tell that you guys just don't talk beyond this. It's kind of a bit like it's you don't need to be friends with your co-host. But it's like, yeah, I know that you guys don't even know your favorite, like your first name. I don't know. It's just, but so I think it helps because it feels like you're having a conversation with friends, and I think that's probably my favorite part about, I guess, the reviews especially.
Tilda's made her channel debut.
Oh, hi, Tilda.
Hello.
Okay, so I think this kind of moves on to the last question and almost wrapping the episode up a little bit as well. So let me say, this was to celebrate. We have reviewed the final movie now. We're up to date with like every Scooby-Doo movie. We'll of course come back for new releases, stuff like that. Specials are things that we've not covered yet, all that kind of thing. But now we're moving on to the series. So in terms of like series, like where are you, what's new, what's your favorite series, so the one you're most looking forward to reviewing? So for me, it's What's New, because I feel like that's when there's kind of like a chase song in every episode. The intro for that is so nostalgic. I think that's the kind of first era of Scooby that I watched, and so for me that's the one I'm most looking forward to. JayBee.
Oh god, this is gonna sound cliche, and it's not my favorite series necessarily, but I'm really looking forward to getting to Mystery Incorporated, because I feel like that's the first time that we're all gonna have to collectively deal with a continuity together of sorts, because it's like, well, what happened last time? Oh, does that factor into that? How does that set this up? Whereas before it's like Monster Mexico, okay, the big monster.
JayBee, and so which one are you most looking forward to reviewing?
What?
And you said that it was just a pilot, so you've now committed that we're going up to Mystery Incorporated, right?
JayBee, you messed up. But it's a happy moment.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do that, JayBee. It means so much. And we've now got it on recording too.
Look, I would love to.
Now.
Oh, sugar. I would love to, obviously, but okay, regardless of what we do, okay, I promise, 10 years, exactly 10 years after the actual last episode ever, we're gonna reunite like this, because I want everyone to see how much weight I've lost, how sexy I look with grey hair.
Why don't you make the aim more like our wedding? Everyone can kind of meet in person then.
Well, no, yeah, obviously, but I mean for the people that just consume the video.
Oh, you mean just for like viewers? I thought you meant like that we're all like not speaking for 10 years.
No, obviously we're gonna meet up.
JayBee, come on now, we've got plans.
We're gonna go camping together. We're gonna share a bed together, like as friends.
Hang on. No camping. You saw what happened in the second episode of Supernatural.
When we're gonna go to space together.
Oh, today when I was at work, I was like dying, like because someone who I work with just been to Vegas. And from what they were saying, I was just like, no, I want to go to Vegas. And like what SMASH has said is so different to this. It's just you don't have a clue what you're doing.
Do you want to see SMASH? Because
like they were like, oh, it's too dangerous to leave like the main strip and stuff like that. I was like, okay, SMASH certainly has a different tale of Vegas.
The main strip is the most dangerous place.
That's what I was thinking. They were like, yeah, so you know, you can't leave where the casinos are, and you can't leave like where the strip clubs are and stuff like that, because that's the safe part. I was like
they've got an addiction.
SMASH shows a different part of Vegas than that.
I mean, the strip clubs might be safe. You never know.
I'll show you both.
JayBee.
We're good.
Oh god.
Where are we at with
series?
Our
next series.
So yeah, JayBee's agreed to do to Mystery Incorporated. Rhianna, did I ask you what your no Rhianna, what's yours?
For me, I'm torn because What's New I'm really excited for, but also I'm torn between the Scooby-Doo show and the Scooby-Doo mysteries, because I love both their theme songs, like within Scooby-Doo Mysteries, where it's like I will jam out every single time. And Oh gosh. But also like the 13 Ghosts. And also Shaggy and Scooby-Doo get clue just for JB's reaction. It'll be interesting.
It will. What about you, Smash? Wait, you're a Smash fan. Can you answer this? His favourite series?
Yeah, I told no, I don't know his favorite. Wait, hang on. No.
Tell the viewers what's his favourite series.
What's
It's all
new
being
Scooby-Doo?
close.
What was that?
What's new Scooby-Doo?
And is that your final answer? Because
No,
bearing in mind
okay,
he's
okay,
shaking his
okay,
head.
Okay.
I will say my favorite series is not the answer I'm going to provide
Oh, I
as the
don't
one
know
I'm
it.
excited for.
What's your answer?
So, do you want my favorite series?
Mhm.
Yes, please.
Okay, my favorite series is the first season of Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo.
Oh.
And the one you're most
Wait,
excited
is that
for?
the one that starts with the Scarab episode?
Mhm.
Ah, okay.
Ah.
Okay. I like that one.
And you said the one you're most looking forward to is different.
So the one I'm most looking forward to going through is probably the Scooby-Doo show, because
Yeah.
I feel like that one is like,
Oh,
now
crap, I
Mystery
should've known that
Incorporated is
Scrappy one.
very good. Like it's a very good series. But I feel like if the Scooby-Doo show was made with like today's animation and stuff, like that is, I feel like the pinnacle of what Scooby-Doo could be, because it has its creepiness factor, it has its supernatural elements, it has its dark and eerie aesthetic and atmosphere. But I think by that time they were able to really nail the balance between comedy and spookiness. And while Scooby-Doo, Where Are You is a very spooky show in itself and it's very good, I still feel like at that point that's kind of why they introduced like the music. It was like, okay, how do we get a little more comedy into here? And so I feel like by the time they got to the Scooby-Doo show, it was like, we know how to be spooky and we know how to be funny. And so I don't know, I really love the Scooby-Doo show and I'm excited to talk about that one.
Okay, great. And that wraps up the questions and the quote unquote last episode ever that JayBee was so excited for, and he now looks like he's gonna fall asleep.
No, like, look, here's the thing. This isn't the 1 year anniversary, right? But I think in and of itself,
It's
just,
the end of the achievement. It's what you set out to do, reviewing all the movies
Yeah.
and the celebration at the end of it.
like, thank you everyone so
Woo!
much, because it's just crazy. Like, and just literally all you need to do is go to the playlist and just scroll, and there's just hours of memories and laughs and tears. And
There must be close to 100 hours in that playlist
Does it tell you in the playlist thing?
because we've done.
we can calculate it, but it doesn't say the overall time of anything.
I'm
Oh,
gonna say
really?
from the 1 year anniversary post you've done, we must have done about 53 recordings.
Yeah.
And most of them are heading towards, on average, 2 hours. We've gone over 2 hours
Wait,
sometimes.
for reviews or
Reviews.
Okay.
Yeah, the reviews, you're right on point. It is 53.
And I'm gonna say a lot of them head towards 2 hours. So I'm gonna say it's not far away from 100 hours.
Then again, though, some of them are
Of reviews.
placeholders. Like, I had to compile some together when Smash couldn't make it. Like, I did a
yeah.
Nuke animation collection, then I did the reunion collection.
That's right.
And because I didn't want to do a What's New collection, that's obviously when I was inspired to try and like do other things. Because you can, in order to sit through the whole entirety of all the reviews we did for the What's New era, that would have been an unholy amount of time.
I do love what's new.
Oh.
What's news fast?
Okay, so wrapping up this episode, thank you so much for watching. We will be continuing starting. Okay, JayBee.
Oh, lordy
This
lord.
is where I'm committing JayBee to stuff. So I guess
Do it.
things will start to change as of next week a little bit. We start the series, but because they're shorter than movies, our plan is to release 3 episodes of a series per week. That's what you said, JayBee, right?
I'm thinking recording anytime.
Re-
Well, I'm thinking release Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
So in theory, there's not going to be a smash or pass next week. We would be recording on the Thursday or Friday as normal. And then they would be to be released on the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week
Yeah,
after.
I'm moving the interview release days to Saturdays.
So our recording schedule for us behind the scenes is pretty much going to be the same thing. We're just going to be sat down for like an hour and a half, just going through it one day.
I thought that was a bird. It was just
Then up to JayBee to edit in, and like I say, so next week no smash or pass, but the week after we'll be heading to 3 a week.
What do you mean next week no smash or pass?
Because
isn't that this?
No, because this is going to go out on Saturday.
It's only Wednesday.
We'll then be recording. Yeah, so
Recording.
this will go out on Saturday. We'll then be recording the following Friday to go out on the Monday.
Oh, you're right.
So that would be a week without.
Oh, people are gonna miss us.
We get a week in between seasons.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, we should have like a year in between seasons.
Shut up, JayBee. You've agreed to Mystery Incorporated now. You have no idea what you've let yourself in for.
Oh,
JayBee,
gosh.
if it helps,
Oh,
I kind of promised my brother that next week I will watch
Oh,
Endgame.
oh
But
gosh.
I won't watch it if you don't promise to go further than Where Are You?
Have you set a time to watch it next week?
yeah, do it. Guarantee it. Guarantee it, fam.
I want to make sure I'm kind of there for the after
Yeah, guarantee
reaction
it. Guarantee it.
to chat, because
Guarantee
Well,
it.
it's
I get
the start of beautiful things. It's just to get through that, to get to the beautiful things.
Guarantee
get
it.
my booster on Tuesday, so it'll probably be like Thursday I'll be watching.
Millie, I guess thank you so much for everyone for watching. You can find the links to Smash's YouTube channel in the description down below, in addition to all Rhianna's goodness on Instagrams and Twitter and whatnot. And it's all going to be really, really good. I'm excited to see what the future has in store. So yeah, this has been the final episode of
Tattie's
Tatty
being
or
playful.
Pass. Little Tatty's rebelling.
No,
Yeah.
this is how she talks. You like them? Yes, you do. You like them.
Tatty,
Subscribe.
tell everyone to subscribe.
Tell them. Come on. Oh, if you can camera shy.
You see, look, that's the dog saying subscribe. And if you like Scooby-Doo, you like dogs. So listen to the canine. So yeah, if you do want to hear more, then please like, comment, and subscribe. And this has been the last episode ever. Peace out. Oh, that doesn't work if I don't cover everyone, does it? That doesn't, oh yeah, everyone just...
No, time it. 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait, no, time it. How do we do it?
Hang on.
How do we...
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Oh, I just no. No, I don't know how to do this. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm too black. I'm red.
I'm too black.
I don't think this is gonna work. Oh,
Hey, it doesn't work for me either. It goes pink when I do it.
okay.
Hang on.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.